For years, the automotive world kept repeating the same prediction. Diesel engines were slowly disappearing. Stricter emissions laws, the rapid rise of electric vehicles, and the shift toward smaller turbocharged gasoline engines made it seem like diesel technology had no future in the United States. But something unexpected is happening. Instead of abandoning internal combustion completely, one automaker decided to push it further than anyone expected. And the result is an engine that has suddenly grabbed the attention of enthusiasts, engineers, and long-distance drivers across America. Mazda's new 3.3-liter inline-6 diesel. This isn't just another engine update. For Mazda, it represents a bold statement, a reminder that internal combustion still has room for innovation, efficiency, and serious performance. For decades, diesel engines in the United States carried a very specific reputation. Most Americans associated diesel power with heavy-duty pickup trucks, commercial vehicles, and long-haul transport. Passenger cars rarely used diesel, and when they did, the engines often felt noisy, rough, or outdated. Meanwhile, drivers in Europe embraced diesel technology for a completely different reason: efficiency. Modern diesel engines offered incredible fuel economy, massive low-end torque, and the ability to travel enormous distances without refueling. In many European countries, diesel vehicles became the go-to choice for drivers who spent hours on the highway. Mazda saw an opportunity. Instead of following the industry's rush toward smaller engines and full electrification, Mazda engineers asked a different question. What if a traditional combustion engine could be redesigned so efficiently that it could compete with hybrid systems? That idea became the foundation for Mazda's newest powertrain strategy. Engineers focused on improving combustion efficiency, reducing friction, and refining engine balance rather than simply downsizing or electrifying everything. The result is something surprisingly rare in today's automotive world: a modern inline-6 diesel engine designed from the ground up. And this configuration isn't random. Inline-6 engines have long been praised for their natural balance and smoothness. Because the cylinders move in perfect mechanical harmony, the engine produces far fewer vibrations than many other layouts. Luxury brands have relied on this design for decades to deliver smooth, refined power. Mazda realized that combining this classic configuration with modern diesel technology could unlock something special. A diesel engine that delivers massive torque, exceptional efficiency, and a level of refinement that feels closer to a luxury performance engine than a traditional truck motor. In other words, an engine built not just for power but for the way it feels to drive. And now the big question is starting to spread across the automotive world. Did Mazda just build the diesel engine America has been waiting for? To answer that, we need to look deeper into the engineering, technology, and real-world advantages behind Mazda's ambitious new inline-6 diesel. To understand why Mazda's new diesel engine is generating so much attention, you have to start with its foundation, the engineering behind the 3.3-liter Skyactiv-D Inline-6 architecture. Mazda didn't simply take an existing diesel engine and upgrade it. This powertrain was designed from the beginning with a completely different philosophy. Instead of chasing extreme horsepower numbers, Mazda engineers focused on balance. The goal was to create an engine that delivers strong performance, exceptional efficiency, and long-term durability all at the same time. At the center of this design is the 3.3-liter displacement, which gives the engine enough capacity to generate serious torque without needing extremely high engine speeds. Diesel engines naturally perform best at lower RPM, and Mazda engineered this one to take full advantage of that strength. The engine also uses lightweight materials, including an aluminum engine block. That may sound surprising for a diesel, since many traditional diesel engines use heavy iron blocks for durability, but Mazda carefully engineered the structure to reduce weight while maintaining the strength required to handle high compression. The result is a diesel engine that is both strong and surprisingly lightweight for its size. Another key component of the system is high pressure, common rail direct fuel injection. This technology allows the engine to inject fuel with incredible precision, controlling exactly when and how fuel enters the combustion chamber. By fine-tuning this process, Mazda can improve power delivery while also reducing fuel consumption and emissions. But fuel injection is only part of the equation. The engine also uses advanced turbocharging technology, including a variable geometry turbocharger. This system adjusts the angle of the turbine blades depending on engine speed, allowing the turbo to boost quickly at low RPM, while still providing strong airflow at higher speeds. In simple terms, that means less turbo lag and more immediate power when the driver presses the accelerator, and the numbers are impressive. Industry analysts estimate that Mazda's inline-6 diesel could produce around 340 horsepower and more than 500 pound-feet of torque. Depending on the vehicle configuration, those torque figures place it in the same territory as many V8 engines used in large trucks and SUVs. But here's the difference. The Mazda diesel can deliver that kind of torque while using significantly less fuel. For American drivers who want both performance and efficiency, that combination could be extremely appealing, and it also leads to one of the most important characteristics of any diesel engine, torque. Because when it comes to real-world driving, torque often matters far more than horsepower. When people talk about engine performance, horsepower usually gets most of the attention, but in the world of diesel engines, torque is what truly defines capability. Torque is the force that actually moves a vehicle forward. It's what helps a truck pull a heavy trailer, climb steep mountain roads, or accelerate smoothly from a stop without needing high engine speeds. And this is where Mazda's new inline-6 diesel begins to stand out. Because diesel engines naturally produce their strongest torque at very low RPM, drivers don't need to push the engine hard to feel strong performance. Instead of revving high like many gasoline engines, a diesel can deliver powerful acceleration with far less effort. That means smoother driving, better fuel efficiency, and less strain on the engine over time. With an estimated 500 pound-feet of torque, Mazda's 3.3-liter diesel could easily compete with many large V8 engines used in American trucks and SUVs. But unlike those engines, this one is designed to combine that power with impressive efficiency. Imagine pulling onto the highway and feeling immediate, effortless acceleration, not because the engine is screaming at high RPM, but because it's delivering massive torque right where you need it. That's the advantage of diesel. This type of power delivery also makes diesel engines incredibly effective for towing and long-distance driving. Vehicles equipped with strong low-end torque don't need to constantly downshift or rev aggressively to maintain speed, especially when carrying heavy loads. For larger SUVs like the Mazda CX-90, this could transform the driving experience. Drivers get strong, confident acceleration when merging onto highways, smooth power when climbing hills, and relaxed cruising during long road trips. But performance is only half the story. One of the biggest reasons diesel engines have remained popular around the world is fuel efficiency. Diesel fuel contains more energy per gallon than gasoline, which means diesel engines can travel farther using the same amount of fuel. When that natural advantage is combined with Mazda's advanced combustion technology, the results become even more impressive. Early estimates suggest that large vehicles equipped with this engine could achieve over 35 miles per gallon on the highway. For a powerful SUV producing this level of torque, that number is remarkable. In real-world terms, that means drivers could travel hundreds of miles farther on a single tank compared with many gasoline-powered SUVs. And for Americans who spend long hours on highways or frequently take road trips, that kind of range can make a huge difference. But efficiency alone isn't enough in today's automotive world. Modern engines must also meet extremely strict emission standards. And that's where Mazda faced one of its biggest engineering challenges. One of the biggest challenges facing diesel engines today isn't performance, it's emissions. Over the past decade, environmental regulations have become dramatically stricter, especially in markets like the United States. Automakers must now reduce nitrogen, oxide emissions, and particulate pollution to levels that were almost impossible for older diesel engines to achieve. This is exactly where Mazda invested a huge amount of engineering effort. Instead of abandoning diesel technology, Mazda developed a comprehensive emissions control system designed to keep the engine clean while preserving its efficiency and power. One of the key components is selective catalytic reduction, often known as SCR. This system injects a small amount of diesel exhaust fluid into the exhaust stream, which helps break down harmful nitrogen oxide gases into harmless nitrogen and water vapor. Alongside SCR, the engine also uses a diesel particulate filter, which captures tiny soot particles before they leave the exhaust system. Over time, the system automatically burns off these particles during a process called regeneration. Mazda also implemented advanced exhaust gas recirculation, commonly known as EGR. This technology redirects a portion of exhaust gases back into the combustion chamber, lowering combustion temperatures and reducing emissions even further. Combined with precise fuel injection control, these technologies allow the engine to meet modern emissions standards while maintaining strong performance. But Mazda didn't stop there. To push efficiency even further, the company integrated 48-volt mild hybrid technology into the powertrain. Unlike full hybrid systems that rely heavily on electric motors and large battery packs, A mild hybrid system works alongside the combustion engine to improve efficiency in subtle but important ways. During acceleration, the electric system can assist the engine slightly, reducing the amount of fuel needed to move the vehicle. When the driver brakes or slows down, the system recovers energy that would otherwise be lost and stores it in a small battery. This energy can then be used to power accessories or assist the engine. Again, during acceleration, the benefits are noticeable. Fuel economy improves, engine restarts become smoother, turbo lag can be reduced, and overall emissions decrease. Perhaps most importantly, the mild hybrid system enhances efficiency without changing the driving experience that many enthusiasts still love about traditional combustion engines. Mazda's philosophy has always been about making driving feel natural and engaging, rather than replacing the experience entirely. By combining advanced emission systems with mild hybrid assistance, Mazda created a diesel engine that is not only powerful and efficient, but also ready for the realities of modern environmental regulations. And that raises an important question. If this engine is this advanced, why hasn't diesel already taken over the American passenger vehicle market? The answer has a lot to do with perception. For many years, diesel passenger vehicles struggled to gain real popularity in the United States. While diesel engines dominated the heavy-duty truck world, most American drivers simply never considered them for everyday vehicles. There were several reasons for that. Availability was limited, diesel vehicles often cost more upfront, and many drivers believed diesel engines were loud, rough, and outdated. On top of that, past industry scandals created a negative perception around diesel emissions. But the automotive landscape is changing quickly. Today, drivers are paying much more attention to fuel efficiency, driving range, and long-term durability, and these are exactly the areas where diesel technology excels. A modern diesel vehicle can travel incredibly long distances on a single tank of fuel. In fact, a large SUV equipped with Mazda's Inline-6 Diesel could potentially achieve a driving range of 600 to 700 miles before refueling. For people who frequently travel long distances, tow trailers, or live in rural areas, that kind of range is a major advantage. Refueling also takes only a few minutes, which remains one of the biggest benefits diesel and gasoline vehicles still have over many electric vehicles. Another major advantage is durability. Diesel engines are built to handle extremely high compression pressures, which means their internal components are often stronger and more robust than those found in typical gasoline engines. Because they operate at lower RPM, diesel engines also experience less mechanical stress over time. With proper maintenance, many diesel engines easily exceed 300,000 miles of operation. Mazda designed this new Inline-6 with that same philosophy in mind. Reinforced internal components, robust cooling systems, and heavy-duty fuel systems were all engineered to support long-term reliability, and the driving experience might surprise many people. Older diesel engines were often criticized for loud noise and harsh vibration, but thanks to the natural balance of the Inline-6 design and modern sound insulation, Mazda's new diesel feels remarkably refined. Drivers report smooth acceleration, quiet operation, and strong mid-range power that makes highway driving feel effortless. In many ways, it combines the efficiency of diesel with the smoothness typically associated with luxury gasoline engines. Of course, the future of the automotive industry is still evolving rapidly. Electrification continues to grow, and many governments are encouraging the transition to electric vehicles. But Mazda's new engine proves something important. Internal combustion technology still has room to evolve. The 2026 Mazda Inline-6 Diesel represents a bold investment in advanced engineering. It delivers impressive torque, exceptional efficiency, and long-term durability while meeting modern emissions standards. And for drivers who value range, towing capability, and real-world efficiency, it may offer something many vehicles today cannot. A powerful reminder that innovation in combustion engines is far from over. And for many enthusiasts and long-distance drivers across the United States, Mazda's Inline-6 Diesel might truly be the engine America has been waiting for.